Good evening, beautiful people. How y'all doing, man? Hope everyone is having a magnificent day, a magnificent afternoon, and magnificent evening. Like I always say, beautiful people, challenge equals growth. That means up the only way to go. Stay blessed and continue elevating. Gotta keep it down a little bit tonight. Don't wanna disturb anyone that's around. We are on chapter 5, correct? And last episode of Wisdom Talk, we discuss thoughts versus thinking, and how thinking is more negative than your own thoughts. And when you're not thinking, you are at a constant state of bliss, almost. It's funny how they say ignorance is bliss, but actual factual, all right? Let's continue, beautiful people. Chapter 5. If we can only feel what we're thinking, don't we need to think positively to feel that way? That's the name of chapter 5. It's just a big question. Quote from Dickon Betting, is it Bettinger? I'm gonna call it Bettinger. We are ever one thought away from peace, love, and joy, which comes from a state of no thought. From Dickon Bettinger. Wow. There is a caveat that I haven't mentioned yet to the principle that we can only feel what we're thinking. The more accurate way of describing it is that we only can ever feel negative emotions when we are thinking. The goal isn't necessarily to completely stop feeling negative emotions. Some of the negative emotions can be helpful, such as feeling fearful when deciding to walk down a dark alley alone with no one else in sight. These negative emotions are only helpful to us in terms of survival. But if we don't constantly encounter life or death situations, negative emotions are more unhelpful than helpful for most of us. We're going to be moving forward with the context that we are not struggling for physical survival. So we'll be using the context that negative emotions are not necessarily most of the time. When I mentioned that we can only ever feel what we're thinking, most people assume that we must think positive to feel positive emotions. Instead of convincing you if this is true or not, let's do another experiment so that you can experience the truth yourself. Recall a time when you felt the most joy and love you ever felt in your life, and feeling the feeling that you felt at the time as much as you can for at least 30 seconds. Time when I felt most love. Hmm. Hmm. Got it. I uh I remember I was 8 years old and my mom, I believe she was taking me to school, and I remember she was happy that I turned 8, and she was zipping up my coat. I think about that memory every day, or at least once a week. What kind of thoughts were you going through your mind at the peak moment when you felt the most joy and love? I'm not asking what you were doing at the time, but what thoughts were going through your head at the exact moment. For example, many people that answer this, they realize that they didn't have any thought during the exact moment. Exactly, I didn't. For others, they say that thought was that they were so grateful or happy. For those that answer that they had the thought that, that they were grateful, Did you feel that joy and love before you had that thought or after? Take 10, 15 seconds to answer that question before moving on. I just realized, what if you can instantly control your emotions by thinking in the most heated moments how you were loved? Well, then that could be more pain for some other people. But no, like, the way I'm perceiving it is so different than the way it sounds. What insight and what is this? Epiphanies, bro. What insight and epiphanies did you have? I did not know epiphanies started with an E. That is so crazy. What's a What's crazy is that most people didn't have any thoughts going through their mind when they felt the happiest and the most amount of love in their lives. For those that had the thought before, for those that had the thought that they were grateful, they felt that way before having the thought. If they had that thought, it happened after they felt the feelings, so the thought could not have produced the feeling. This brings us to another truth. You do not have to have thoughts or think to feel positive emotions. The beauty part about truth is that it needs no justification because it can be experienced right here, right now. It doesn't need to be proven or rationalized to you, and you experience this truth firsthand by the experiment we just did. I'm gonna stop it right there. But that was a beautiful introduction towards the chapter when acknowledging your thoughts and feelings for certain things. Sometimes certain feelings can happen before the thought. And that's how you can feel joy or love before bringing up a distant memory. And acknowledging that can also bring you to a state of joy and the instant moment of now. That's a beautiful analysis, if I do say so myself. Yeah. And this made me realize that there's like another level to emotional control. Because the average guy just acknowledge emotions and ignore it, but to instantly change the attention to something positive, like to redirect that attention to feel love and joy instead of constant chaos or negativity. It's beautiful. That will be it for today's wisdom talk. I appreciate everyone coming out and tuning today's video. My name is Joku, and always remember, beautiful people, challenge equals growth. That means up on the only way to go. Stay blessed and continue elevating. If you guys did enjoy the content, please make sure to leave a like, comment, guys, what you think about today's wisdom talk, and subscribe if you have not. I really do appreciate it. Much love from your boy Joku.